Hello again. The Gothic heap of the Parliament building is literally crumbling, falling apart. At the cost of hundreds of millions, it's got to be completely refurbished, vacated. Yet even here at the very centre of government, they have yet to make a decision of where to decamp to and when. Decision? Why, there's been no discussion about it. They might just hope that the problem will miraculously solve itself. As everything disintegrates around them, they sit, pouting, posing, paralysed with willful indecision, waiting for the whole rotting edifice to come crashing down upon their corrupt, power-seeking heads. What a perfect analogy to the situation here in the UK. Everything, infra and superstructure, is crumbling to the point of no return. They have no solutions to the growing cascade of problems that have accumulated, are overflowing and melding into disaster. Who can deny it now? They've been around long enough, alarm bells ringing until the sound has become mere backdrop noise. Here's a rather incomplete list, culled from everyday headlines reporting crisis after ever-evolving crisis in the last few weeks. The National Health Service disasters, highlighted by the virtual collapse of A&E services in many hospitals, plus the halting of urgent cancer operations. Meanwhile, the privatised but highly subsidised public transport system, particularly here in the southeast, is grinding to a pitiful halt. Industrial action hardly comes into it when you consider the system is already falling apart. Not fit for purpose, as they say. Housing hardly needs mentioning. Virtually no social housing is being constructed. Social, economic cleansing increases, as does the number of homeless, rough sleepers bedding down in every high street in the country. The prisons are erupting. Social care for the elderly and vulnerable is just dissolving away. This is merely the tip of the highly visible iceberg. It's when these crises converge rather than jump from one headline to another. That's when we'll finally realise that the political establishment and political parties have absolutely, apart from sticking plaster treatment, no solutions, plans, or even will to deal with them. Only empty sound bites, a shrug of the shoulders, sometimes blaming the victims, or that old hoary standby, immigrants and immigration. Just imagine if all this was combined, which is entirely possible, indeed predictable, with a sudden, unexpected financial crash like we had a few years ago. The real problem, as I see it, is that so far there has been no viable grassroots alternatives or reaction, resistance or solidarity. People are isolated, frightened, increasingly angry but unwilling to take action. The populist right and political opportunists of the right are the only ones gaining traction. The so-called attempt at left-wing populism from Corbyn has gone down like a lead balloon, with Labour still in freefall. Despite their surface resilience, the Tories also face disintegration, mostly over Brexit or lack of it. Theresa May's big speech merely demonstrates failure to deliver the sacred Brexit. It's all bluster, nothing else. My timing might be slightly out of kilter on many things, but I think in 2017 it'll blow, or starts, just to fall apart. It is really up to the majority of the population, in particular the politically, socially invisible working class, or at least a significant minority of it, to start taking things into their own hands. We need genuine grassroots militant movements, not UKIP or left-controlled people's assemblies. Any anarchist or malcontent could tell you that. So let's be having it. Against this background, the Trump is hours away from being enthroned. Our own politicians are following the Slimetrail laid down by Nigel Farage to the Trump offices. Michael Gove, for example, with his fawning, grovelling interview is the latest example. Yes, sir, to everything Trump uttered. Okay, I made up the sir bit, but surely it encompasses everything that's vile and corrupt. Turmoil in the USA, Europe, and the UK and beyond is not difficult to predict for this year of 2017. I think we'll all be seeing a lot more of each other on the streets this year, and about bloody time as well. Bye.